Can we call Scratch a game engine? Well, to answer this question we will have to take a look at the definition of both game frameworks and game engines, after which we will match the features of Scratch to that of both, and then we will be eligible to check whether or not the best game-making software for kids is a game engine or not. Okay, so what is the difference between a game framework and a game engine? Although these terms are used very loosely, but from a video of a channel named Game from Scratch, I have been able to conclude the following points. Firstly, let's talk about the criteria of game frameworks. A game framework is basically a collection of libraries which can be used to create a game. I know this definition didn't make any sense to you guys. So, let's name a few examples. Pygame and Kivy are the two most popular game frameworks designed for Python. Other examples of game frameworks include Monogame, which is a C# based game framework. I hope it has made sense by now. Basically, in a game framework you code everything yourself. There is no level editor, no physics engine, nothing to store your level in. Okay, now let's come to game engines. You all must be already familiar with game engines. A game engine is a software development environment which is used to make games. For example, Unreal Engine, Godot Engine, and Unity Game Engine. A game engine must have an inbuilt physics engine, a visual editor, and a level storing system. Like in Unity and Godot it is scene-based, in Game Maker it is room-based, etc. Okay, now that we know what are these two things, we can check the criteria fulfilled by Scratch. At a first glance in Scratch you can see that it has a stage, an area to store sprites, a place to design costume and all that cool stuff, and you might have already declared that Scratch is a game engine. But hold on, as soon as you start building a complex game in Scratch, you will start discovering that what you thought about the components of Scratch, they don't function like that. What I mean is, as soon as you start coding your game, you will find that Scratch does not have a physics engine. You will always have to tell Scratch how much to move the sprites. You cannot give the velocity to Scratch and let him calculate the rest. No. You need to do everything manually by coding. Now let's come to the level editor. Well, as soon as you start designing levels, you will soon notice that it does not have a tile map editor, and you need some third-party tile map editors to perform the job. What Scratch has is basically just a stage where you can simply put the sprites and note down its coordinates. You can design a level in Scratch's Costume tab, but you will be limited to create the level with the simple shapes that Scratch allows you to draw. If you try to create a level with your own assets, you need a third-party app. Lastly, if we talk about the level storing system, Scratch does not officially have a level storing system. Now, you may ask that what the heck is the sprites in Scratch? Yes, I do agree that it is a kind of level storing system, but it is kind of a primitive level storing system, as you have to code that which sprite will come after what. It is not very efficient, but okay, we can consider that this point has been fulfilled by Scratch. Okay, so what's the conclusion now? Well, whether toy wanna call Scratch a game engine or a game framework depends upon you, as both these terms are used very loosely and a game framework is often called a game engine as well. Scratch is actually in middle of both, as it has more features than a game framework but not sufficient enough to be called a game engine. Game framework, being a very accommodative term, can easily include Scratch as its member, but calling it a game engine is probably a bit too much as for me. If you guys want to debate on this topic, I would love to do that in the comment section. But just like the definition of democracy, you define what it is. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Do press the like button if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for holding your patience throughout the video. Bye.